Well guys, today we got a perfect yellow day, just like I was predicting, just like I said in the beginning, the very first beginning, even before the actual market days for the month even began. I published the chart and I told you that I was seeing that these 2 weeks, the last one and this one that is just starting today as of 23 of September, I was predicting that these weeks could be very red, especially downtrendy. That's exactly what we're seeing, but especially for this one, I told you that, as you can see with this massive yellow circle right here, it has 3 days, 23, 24, and 25 of September. These days are completely yellow. What is a yellow day, you might ask? So a yellow day is a day where the price either ends on a very similar position to the one where it started. It could also be a very volatile day. It could also be a very rangish day. So just like today, for example, it's a perfect range. The price literally just ends on an identical position to the one we started. I mean, it's literally the same. This is a perfect yellow day by the book. I mean, it meets all the criteria for that. Now, I'm not saying the next 2 days could be exactly the same. There could be some volatile days, some days where the price actually does a little something, because right here the price just basically went to sleep. Nothing at all happened on this day. Might as well just keep it for the trading sessions. But the next days could be maybe a little more active in that sense. But especially the final day of that circle, which will be the 25, could be actually downtrendy, because it will start to develop to the next trend, which is a solid red day on the 26th. So that day could be, and is almost guaranteed to be, a correction day. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be extremely bad, because so far this September is actually extremely resilient, from what I'm seeing, from what the past charts in past years, from what basically everyone was forecasting. It's been a very powerful September for most stocks, even for cryptocurrencies, which I am also analyzing at the same time as I'm doing these predictions for these stocks. When I made, you can even check them out on my crypto channel or my X account. But those, especially Bitcoin, man. I mean, Bitcoin is literally on a green one right now. It's uptrending. It's very amazing. But for this NVIDIA, for these traditional stocks, it's maybe not that green, especially in that sense. But we're definitely seeing some very powerful Septembers, very resilient, very strong. Never really, maybe a lot of people weren't expecting this kind of power, especially for NVIDIA in this sense. Like, look at this massive impulse, consecutive green days. Extremely powerful, extremely, very, very powerful. But yeah, guys, that's what we got for today. Now let's check out Apple. But before I begin and I show you the Apple chart, just want to remind you all that you can subscribe, share, and like. Especially like the video. It's kinda giving it gives a nice boost to the channel metrics. So now that you're seeing right here is the Apple chart. So in some ways it's very similar to the NVIDIA chart. This is to be expected. After all, this is another Magnificent 7 stock. It's also on the technology kind of sector. So the real main the main similarities between this NVIDIA and the Apple chart is that both of them have these 2 weeks, the past one and this current one, as the worst weeks in this regard. The weeks where we could see powerful corrections. In fact, for Apple, the lowest point ever happened on this last week, around 17th of September. That was not the case for NVIDIA. NVIDIA actually had it on the 6th of September. But for Apple, the lowest point ever so far, the current day, in the current year of our Lord, is right here on the 17th of September. So that's what we're seeing right here. It's a very powerful downtrend week. After that, the price kind of recovered, but with some volatility also. It then recovered on the the final days of the last week, but it turned out to be extremely downtrend again, especially today, guys. Today and yesterday, on the last day of the last week, Friday, very strong energies, corrective energies. And even though it looks like a yellow day, and it's actually kind of a yellow day in the sense that it ends on a similar position, this time for Apple right here, as you can see, it actually ends on a lower position, slightly lower. What does this mean? Well, basically, this means that all of this was predicted, as you can see in this red circle right here, was getting some corrective energies for today. But the next days could be maybe brighter. Depends on what the trend of the especially this massive yellow circle again, 25, 26, and 27. These days are usually hard to determine what the position of the price is going to be, if it's going to be either an uptrend or a downtrend, because we could see a massive up and downs in between, some volatilities and maybe some ranges. Like for example, we saw on the 17th of September, exactly like I was saying, yellow day by the book. We could see something like that in these days, not in any particular order or particular succession of days, but we could see something like that. Finally, by the last week, like the literal last day of the month, which is going to be on Monday 30th of September, that day could actually maybe look brighter. At least it looks like October is going to have a green start. I don't know if it's going to be an uptrend month for stocks. I haven't done that graphic yet, that chart, that prediction yet for October. We're very near to those final days, but so far that's all I have for you guys, in the sense that you can see Apple chart, NVIDIA chart, both of them extremely accurate, very powerful, especially considering this month, September, it's always been the worst month for stocks. And right here we're seeing that both of them are extremely resilient. In fact, Apple here was kind of a green on the last days of the last week. But today we got very powerful corrective energies, today and the last day, Friday. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for you. I want to remind you again to subscribe, share and like, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care.